So if you watch a lot of YouTube, you should know who the Paul brothers are, but if you don't already know, Jake Paul is one of the biggest influencers on the platform.
Chasing your dreams every day, baby. Chase your dreams, become a YouTuber. I'll teach y'all how to vlog. I'll teach y'all how to become social media famous. Go to edfluence.com, and I will see y'all tomorrow because it's every day, bro. Peace.
I took Jake Paul's Edfluence course, and basically every video I've seen on it says it's a scam. So do you want to know if you should take it or not? Well, let's see. Jake recently released a social media course called Edfluence that's basically his blueprint to growing your social media online presence. And well, definitely that caught my attention. You head to edfluence.com, you take a quiz, and basically out of these 4 influencers, it tells you what kind of influencer you are. The questions were a bit odd though, but anyway, moving on. After you get your results, you get sent to a page where you're promised the access to the entire course if you pay $7. Now this is where it gets a little odd, because I've seen courses like this and they're really expensive, so it gets you thinking, oh wow, I can actually afford this. Fortunately for me, I saw some reviews before I actually went ahead to pay the $7. Because after you pay $7, you get sent to the course page where you have access to the intro to the course. Basically a chapter where Jake tells you what you are going to learn about in his course. Now at this point, a lot of people who have gone through the first payment are in for a big surprise, because you realize that if you try to open any of the other chapters, you will be redirected to another page where you get asked to join Jake's inner circle. If you try to get into any of the other chapters, you get asked to join Jake's inner circle, and you have to pay another $57. So basically you paid $7 to get access to something like a table of contents. This is pretty much the reason why it's being called a scam. There wasn't really any transparency whatsoever. You couldn't have known there was a second payment to be made. It just looks like the $7 will cover everything, and that's what it says on the page. And then you're like, whoa, I don't want to join your inner circle. You know, I don't have $57. Now I know $7 might not be a lot, but I feel like it should have been my decision what I wanted to pay $7 for. It should have been more obvious and transparent what exactly I was gonna get by paying $7. Anyway, I went ahead and paid the $57, and that totals to $64 because I already knew about the $7 thing and I wanted to get access to the course anyway. I was just hoping that I didn't have to meet like another paywall to get like another chapter, because we can agree that would have been messed up. Fortunately, I did get access to everything and all the other courses. So I took the whole day to go through the entire course and watch all the videos, and here's my review. There's hours and hours of step-by-step courses and content on how to use Snapchat, Instagram, you know, even Musically, YouTube, video editing, equipment, and some other stuff. I love that each video was rich with content, sweet and short. The end of it just left me wanting more, and I would give it a 9.8 because I did feel like I learned a lot and I took so many notes, and I do feel like I have a blueprint to work with. However, I wouldn't say it was necessarily new information. What makes it interesting is that it's Jake's course, and he's one of the biggest, so you learn from the best. Now to the question of if you should take the course or not. There is a ton of YouTube advice out there in the open for free, and it's important to learn every day and practice as well. Jake's Edfluence course isn't your lifeline to YouTube. Just take it if you're interested in what he has to say. I was interested in learning from him, and that's why I love the course. At the end of the day, you can give everyone a brick and only a few people will actually build. No one else is gonna make you anything if you don't want to do the work. Now I know it's pricey, but I think it's worth it. People have said that it's overpriced, but you don't go into your favorite fancy store and ask them why their white t-shirts are more expensive than the other store. Before I started, there was this other course that was advertised on YouTube. Some of you might have seen it. I took the course. It was really expensive, and they wanted to charge me every month ×2 of what Jake's asking to pay one time. I mean, hopefully he doesn't charge me the same thing every month, but you know, a lot of people charge so much more for this information. The other course I took, they just wanted to kill you with content. You know, it was like drawn out. You almost watching like how many 100 minutes of content that's just trying to say the same thing. Jake kept it That's what's interesting about it. Also, there is a refund option, so if you want your money back, if you don't like it, you change your mind, you can ask for a refund and hopefully that gets processed. Now, I enjoyed the course, yes, I loved it, but the experience, not so much. If I hadn't watched a review video or anything like that, or I was even, you know, a kid from his channel, you know, from his demographic, and I went to pay for this course and I thought, oh, it was $7, and I went ahead and boom, just to hit this like whole, oh, $57 thing, that just really is very shady, scammy, and it should have been just more transparent basically. But that doesn't diminish the value of the course per se, it just kind of says something about character. Now, it's very easy to hate, of course, but aside all the not so pleasing things about Jake, I think Jake Paul is an interesting person. I'm very fascinated by stories of people's success. I started watching Jake Paul a few months ago, and then I was still pretty like new to YouTube and watching videos a lot on YouTube. I never really spent time on here. I was like, this person is quite interesting. Look at what they're doing, you know. I was intrigued by the fact that, you know, they started in Ohio and they had a dream to go to Hollywood, and you know, he wanted to crack open a barrier and bridge like this gap between like mainstream media and the social media space, because you know, a lot of the time influencers aren't taken as seriously. Imagine telling your parents, oh hey mom, I want to be an Instagrammer. Slowly it's becoming more and more acceptable, and you know, they wanted to bring acting and kind of like mix it all up together, you know, Hollywood and, you know, social media together. And he's an actor, bro. I just said bro. I used to be a Jake Pauler, you know, way back. Not, you know, as active anymore, but you know, I wanted to buy his everyday bro hoodie and stuff because I thought it was fun, until a lot of stuff started to happen like during the summer and stuff, and I was like, okay, this isn't something that just really matches up with my values per se. If you watch Jake, you can tell that he plays a character in his vlog. It might be maybe more of like an amplified specific version of him, but he's still acting a good amount of it. While outside the vlog, he's a businessman, and something I've noticed is he's very invested in entrepreneurship. He's not just your typical public figure.
I was sitting here in LA, I was like, how do I become bigger than just myself? Or how do I create like an empire? And I asked myself, and a couple of my mentors were like, think of how you can create money while you're sleeping, like mailbox money, where like you're just getting checks for not doing anything necessarily. I started to think of how this would be applicable, and I was like studying the entertainment space, and I saw what Dr. Dre did, where he was a big artist himself. He had a skill set, and he would find people with the potential to be like him. He would teach them that skill set, help them like cultivate it, and then put them in front of his audience, and from that they would blow up. Out comes Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, and he starts to create this network, and Dr. Dre becomes bigger than himself. But then what he did that was special was like takes that network of influential people that he's very close with and puts a pair of headphones on him, and then that's his $1 billion exit.
It's this side of him that appeals to me, because for a second, if you put aside all the controversy, Jake Paul is a genius and he has come this far. Now the problem I have with Jake is that Jake has a very large audience, which the demographic is children, you know, adolescents, and at this age is where you're not really sure what is right or wrong, and you know, the people and things going on around your experiences happening in your life, it does shape you into who you are as a person. Now I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase, with great power comes great responsibility, and this is where I feel Jake might and can abuse this power, and it affects all these kids. I don't want to get started with his brother, not today. I think he needs to understand more that, you know, there's many Jakes in the world, and you know, he has a responsibility to these kids, because when I was growing up, you know, I still watch a lot of Will Smith and Jaden, and it's why Jaden Smith kind of just grew on me, because I've been with him, you know, all the way since Karate Kid, and you know, the things he does, the way he acts, I took that as, you know, my own way, something to validate. You know, I trust Jaden, so when he did something, I was like, yeah, you know, I want to do this like this, I want to act like this, I want to feel like this, and I want to treat people like he treats people. So you can imagine in a different scenario where, you know, it's a different situation, and where people are learning, you know, okay, this is okay because Jake said it's okay, you know what I mean? Okay, let's move on. Usually when Jake's on an interview and he talks about how he started YouTube, you know, he usually says
I remember for about the whole first month, the videos were only getting like 20,000 views in a day.
The first month.
Yeah. And so that was like discouraging, and I was like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Like maybe they're right about their like style. And I just kept on like pushing, and eventually like a couple of videos started to do well, and I was exposed to a new audience, and that's when it kind of just all started taking off.
Put into perspective, you sort of understand the way he thinks and his success skill, because of course 20,000 you know, is different things to different people. This is the point where I admire his ambition more than anything, and his hard work. Because sometimes you might have dreams that people will tell you, oh, your dream is too big, you know, scale it down a little bit, you know, that kind of you know, thinking. If you want something that might just seem impossible maybe, or too hard to get to, then you have to work twice as hard. And that is something that I've seen in Jake that I respect, because his scale of success is way bigger than someone else's who is like content with 20,000, and to him that's like small. And he did get there. He did you know, reach the spot he was trying to, and now he's heading for even bigger things. I'm not here to talk about how great Jake Paul is, you know, but I just wanted to share my opinion about, you know, the things that I admire about him. He's been vlogging every day for about 460 days, you know, and his content is organic. He creates a movie every day. He still has time to take care of business and other things going on in his life. And I feel when people overlook his hard work and all of that and just dismiss him as a person, it can be really shallow sometimes. I'm not gonna feel good if someone just disregards me as a person because of some mistakes that I've made.
You gotta just keep on doing it, and eventually it'll click, but you can't give up if only like 5 people watch it. I did videos for like 4 years without like anyone really watching it, and then Vine came out, and that's where I found an audience that liked what I was doing. And my life saying is, you gotta want it, and that means that if you put your mind to something and you want it bad enough, then it will happen for you. And it's written in a way to inspire young kids who may be from the middle of nowhere, that they can come out to Los Angeles or do whatever it is that they want to do in life.
You know, this online world, sometimes you never really get to know a person, but to an extent you can have an idea the kind of person someone is. And you know, I think we can all agree that yes, Jake does need a little bit of character development, but it doesn't stop me from respecting him and his work ethic. Anyway, if you're really contemplating taking the Edfluence course, you should check out Jake Paul's biz channel. You should watch some of the videos on there and get an idea what he's like outside of the vlogs, and then if you're interested, you can go ahead and, you know, take the course if you'd like. That's it for today, guys. This is something different on the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it. And also, if you have any thoughts, you know, on the course, on Jake Paul and your experience, anything really, or any of the points I've made here, do leave a comment. I love to see some of those. If you're new here, my name is Ama. Do subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. I contemplated talking about Jake Paul for a bit because like there's so much going down with him and his brother Logan and stuff, but basically like the much larger influencers on the platform like affect us, you know, like who are coming up or, you know, trying to, you know, grow on the platform as well, because like a lot of things can happen that can, you know, damage the platform and stuff like that. So I think it's important for me, you know, to just be involved in conversations like this. And you know, now more than ever, everyone like has a camera, and there's like a whole wave of people who want to be influencers as well, and you turn left and right and everyone's like advertising, you know, this world of being an influencer. And it's like a lot of people are going into it for like the wrong reasons. Like, you know, a lot of people that you can tell that their heart's not in it, and you know, they give up immediately, things don't, you know, go their way. And there's like, you know, people that abuse the algorithm and stuff like that, you know, just try to cheat their way to the top. And it's like, I want to see, you know, people that are actually creating, you know, good content, you know, still like thrive and come, you you know, out, you know, the good way, people that have tried and are working hard, and, you know, the algorithm doesn't like really favor them, you know, that much. And, you know, Jake Paul, you know, I really respect him because his content is, you know, very organic. You know, he makes all that with his friends. You know, he had a plan in his head and he executed it. And of course, he's not the perfect person out there. And I'm not defending anything he's ever done, to be honest. There are times where he did something and I'm like, wow, really? Like another thing? You know, when you like someone and then you just hope that they don't do something wrong and they do, so you're just like, well, I have nothing to say about this, I'm just gonna leave. I like Jake, but like, really Jake, did you have to do that kind of relationship? So it's like, I have no hate for him, really. I just feel people should be given the opportunity to grow. And I also like that in this community, like, you know, people are quick to speak up about things that are right or wrong. It's good. Yeah, especially because, you know, recently the whole thing that happened with Logan, I don't know if I'm gonna make a video about that, but like, I think he got a huge rude awakening, you know, when everyone kind of just went against him in the backlash because, you know, he thought, well, I'm untouchable, and then, you know, everyone touched him. So yeah, it's important to talk about certain things in the community. If you are still watching and, you know, you see all those like scams and stuff about Edfluence, it was annoying that he did the whole $7 thing, but, you know, if you do have like $64, and probably kids, I don't know if they have that, you know, you can watch it if you want to get a refund. It's really up to you, but you know, do what you want. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.